Ralph Waldo Emerson says our chief want is someone who will inspire us to be what we know we could be. And I want to encourage you and let you know that I want to be that person for you as you are for me. You inspire me with your actions, with your words, and with your thoughts. So thank you for joining in on this podcast today.
Welcome, this is Milton Herring, international speaker, author, trainer, and coach, where each week I bring you inspiring stories, real steps to achieve your peak potential, and an encouraging message to move you from minimal living to a life maximized. Thanks for spending time with me today, and now let the training begin.
Hey Maximizers, how you guys doing today? Just want to change it up a little bit and just really have a good conversation with you. Really talking about character today. I love the movies. If you love the movies, I know you'll raise your hand right now or like, yeah, I like movies too. Movies inspire us, they encourage us, they make us laugh, they make us cry. Some even make us really, really scared if you're into all that horror stuff. But movies are what they are. They're entertainment. And they've been around for quite a while and done a lot of good for the people in this country and around the world to provide maybe an escape, to provide a way to kind of dive into an alternative world or a life experience, if you will. But movies are the bomb. I love movies, and I hope you do too. But movies are, after all that's said and done, the 2 years or so it takes to put in the time, the editing, the producing, the acting, everything, all of it comes down to 90 minutes to 2 hours. And some of it can just be, hey, that was a good show, but some of us really can impact us and change our lives, and hopefully for the better, or some can do it for the worse. But movies do have a powerful, powerful impact for our lives. And I love the movies. One of my favorite ones is the 300 movie, the Spartans, and how the 300 soldiers went against the army of the million or so plus. And yes, they did die all in the end, but it was how they died and the way that they fought and lived and breathed. And their main focus in that movie was those Spartans. All they did was fight. They trained, they fight, they loved, they governed, and did their best to maintain what they had and so expand what their vision was. But that was one of my favorite movies, and the second one kind of let me down a little bit, but hey, I'll keep the first one as my favorite 300 movie. One day I'm going to have those six-pack abs, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't seen it, got to go watch it. But if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Those guys running around with those six-pack abs. Sometimes I feel like that's myself when I'm in the gym, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, not yet. Got a little ways to go, but I'm going to get there. But anyways, that's one of my favorite movies. And one of my really favorite actors, I really like Denzel Washington. Some people say, well, he's always been a good actor, but really he's one of my favorite. I think whatever role that he plays, when I see him in something, it moves me. It moves me, it challenges me. I see his gift working, and it's effortless. I'm not saying he doesn't work hard, but he makes it look effortless. You know what I mean? He's really drawn to who that character is and what it's going to do in that film. And really, I believe that he thinks beyond the film to those that are sitting in the seats with their eyeballs glued to the screen or the TV or device or whatever, watching those films, that he's actually putting his all into the film. And another cool thing about Denzel, what I see is his co-stars. They elevate their game because of him. And that's how I believe you and I should be. We should help others elevate their game because they're around us. They're in this screenplay with us. They're in this thing called life with us, that no matter where we go, what we do, we make them better. And vice versa, they make us better, because when we push them, they push us, and it becomes this iron sharpens iron. And that's one of my favorite proverbs, that iron does sharpen iron. And if you're dull right now, or if you're not being sharpened, look at who's sharpening you. Look at what's around you. If you're not wielding your sword or throwing it around and fighting, slaying dragons and conquering giants and overcoming obstacles, that means your sword is getting dull. Find something this year to overcome and to be that man or woman that has to develop their character. So I was going to talk about character today, but I want to talk about what makes a great actor. Actors, what do actors do? We're talking about movies, but what do actors do? And I'm not a critic of movies. I like movies. I mean, I don't like to put myself out there and say, you know what, that was a horrible movie. Never go see this. Here's why. I don't know why people necessarily do that. I mean, sometimes I appreciate the reviews, but sometimes I really, I'm like, I just want to go because I like the title, I like the story, or maybe I just like the actor. And if it happens to be a 5-star film, then so be it. I'd be like, wow, that was a great film. If it happens to be like a 3-star film, I'm like, man, that was pretty good. But I really got a lot out of it, even if it was just a storyline. I mean, yeah, the words that those writers put on paper, they're portrayed out on a screen, and it's up to the director to make sure that those words and those actors, they match up and they meet. And there's this there's a harmonious dance between both of them that can be portrayed on the screen. And you've seen those films where the director says, you know what, if I could go back in time and do this all over again, I would do something totally different. To make those words come off the paper and jump onto the screen, I would do this different or do that different. And sometimes they do get another opportunity, sometimes they don't. But when they do try to make it right. And I think that's the biggest key, one lesson, a leadership lesson, is that if you don't get it right the first time, don't give up. Own it. Make your mistakes, and own those mistakes, but then know what you can do differently next time. I think we make it so hard. We put too much pressure on actors or directors, or say, no, they're horrible. Maybe it was their second film. Maybe there was some promise in them. They did some little short films and some Sundance stuff, and now they're on the big Hollywood screen, and maybe it just didn't come across the way they really wanted it to be. Maybe the pressures, and maybe they didn't click with the actors. There's so many things in play that can kind of throw us off, but then when you really start to get authentic to who you are, no matter what's presented to you, you never change. You don't change according to the naysayers. You don't change according to who's put on your team. You are who you are, and I think that makes a great director. That makes a great actor. That makes a great producer. And also, I think that maximizes us in our moments, whether it's with business or professional life or family or health. Whatever we find ourselves doing, we should never change because we're authentic. Now, you might get pulled here and forth, tugged back and forth through different situations and opportunities, but you should realize that it's never the end of the world. We're never going to be perfect. We're always growing kind of on this level-to-level type feel in life and attitude. And me being a believer, it's faith to faith. It's those things that allow us to move forward. So what are the key things that make a great actor? What are 10 qualities? And I pull this off the internet, and you may have your own, but I really like these 10 qualities of a great actor. And see how you can relate this to your own life. Not only what you see on the screen or the movies or TV, but what about your own life? You're the actor in your own story. You and I, we are the actors in living out our own stories in life. We're the ones that make the words that were written over our life so long ago jump out in this 4D version of the paper, with our physical bodies and the people that we touch and we can influence. But here's 10 qualities of a great actor that I really, really enjoy. Number one, a great actor is captivating. A great actor is so convincing in a role that he can hold an audience captive and make them feel as if there's nothing but the story at hand. I believe you can only be captivating when you are convinced of who you are. So many of us are trying to be copycats to other people. We try to emulate and be like that person or who we see on a screen or maybe in a magazine or a book. But you only can be captivating when you're convinced, number one, on who you are and your role. And that's how you hold an audience. You ever heard great storytellers tell a story that has you pinned to the end of your seat and waiting for the next word to drop because you're so into it. You forget the time. You forget what's going on around you because you're in the story. Because it's real, it's them, it's authentic, and you're there. And I believe that a great actor is captivating. And I reference back to Denzel Washington. He is captivating when he acts. And I believe you and I can be captivating too, because we are convinced in our role, and we can hold an audience. We can hold those that we're in contact with, those that we find ourselves saying hello to on a daily basis, or the strangers that we run into on our daily routes and routines, that we can be so captivating because we're not necessarily thinking about how can I gain something for them. We maybe should start thinking about how can I give something. Not necessarily money all the time, but how do I give of myself? And the only way you can give of yourself is you're full of the things that you need to give. And second thing, number 2, is this: a great actor has a true commitment. A great actor is committed to becoming the best actor he can be, as well as to working hard and preserving through rejection to find the best role. So he's committed. Not only is convinced, but he's committed. And when you're committed, there's no back door. There's no, hey, if this doesn't work out, I'm just going to try to do something else. Let's try this film. Let's do some. Hey, director and movie company and producer, let's just work on this for a couple months. If it doesn't work out, I'll go find something else. No, you signed a contract. You got to commit to it. You got to commit to those things, and you work hard. You're preserving through rejection to find the best role. So even though you might get rejected, you're finding the best roles. You keep pushing forward. If you mess up, you get back up again. You put yourself back out there. It doesn't matter. You're in a meeting and you say something wrong, or you feel like the question is stupid, or you're in front of people giving a presentation and you messed up on the word, or you forgot some key points, or you're meeting with a client and you don't get all the words right. But you keep preserving, you keep keeping that commitment. So you find, even if you're rejected, you keep going back and finding the authenticity in your role in life. Here's the number 3. A great actor shows confidence. Not only is he convinced, he's committed, he shows confidence. And he's captivating, he's committed, he shows confidence. A great actor is confident in his work and portrays that confidence both during a performance as well as in public to help create a rapport with the public. So even though he comes off the screen, he's behind cameras, he's sometimes a great actor will always be in character. That's just who they are. They absorb that character because they're committed to it. They're convinced by it. They absorb who they are, and it's really hard to turn that person off. Meaning that they don't know how to turn the switch off, even in public. And you've heard stories of actors that are just like, oh, they're horrible behind the scenes. They don't know how to treat people, the staff. Yeah, those are people that need some help. I don't think there's any reason to mistreat anyone. You can still be in character and not be a jerk. You know what I'm saying? You can still have this, maybe you're portraying as an actor a role that you have to be evil. Doesn't mean you can have to treat other people evil outside. You got to mentally know when that switch happens. And I know there's been some cases where we've seen actors that just never turn that switch off. And that's who they are. They were that person day in and day out. And I understand that's being committed and convinced in who you are and owning that role. But sometimes we do have to come to grips with reality and treat people the best way we can, no matter who they are. But show confidence in your work. Even if you mess up and fail, doesn't mean you got to be confident. Doesn't mean perfection. Get this right. Confidence does not mean perfection. You being perfect has nothing to do with confidence. Confidence means that when I take this next step, I'm going to land on something solid. I may not know what the step looks like. I may not know, how long the step is, but I'm going to step that way. And knowing that if I take that step, I'm confident that I'm going to land my foot on that step. It's not about seeing the whole pathway. If you haven't heard this quote, it's not about seeing the whole stairway or the whole pathway. It's about taking the next step. And that's what confidence is. And it's a platform for our success. Number 4, a great actor has insight. A great actor has keen insight into human behavior and can effectively convey the emotion that influences one's actions. Ooh, Insight. Now, this takes work. This is not something that you just develop overnight. This is something you've got to do over time. You practice insight over time. It's listening to your inner self and your inner voice. For me, there's a spiritual guy that's with me each and every day, morning to night when I lay my head down, even speaks to me when I'm sleeping. Some call it a muse, some call it the Spirit of God, some call it the universe, whatever you want to call it. You have to have some insight, and that does take some work. So a great actor has keen insight into human behavior. How do we know humans act? How do we know they're going to respond to the words that we say? How do we get people inspired and motivated? And how do we know we can depress someone by the words? Our words are life and death. We can speak life or we can speak death, but use your insights. It's an emotion that influences your actions. Number 5. A great actor is able to use his or her intelligence for role creation. So a great actor uses intelligence to research roles and impart that knowledge into their acting to develop more convincing attributes of the character. Great actors generally also have excellent reading and interpretation skills. So intelligence in your role. You don't think actors have to be smart? You don't think those great actors that get paid tons of money on the screen have to be smart? You've got to be smart. You can't just get up there and wing it all the time. You may have some natural talents, but you have to use your talent deeper. Play the role. I mean, you got to study. You've got to go deeper. You got to always continually feed yourself. How can I make this better? What are some additional attributes? How can I develop this character and be more convincing? Being a maximizer means that you are taking time, you're growing, you're stretching yourself, and you're applying what you learn. It's not about just learn, never apply. It's about, hey, number one, I'm taking a step to find some more knowledge and wisdom, but the next thing I've got to do is apply that. Develop myself, develop the characters that we are, and move on and make this even better, interpreting what we know and how to get other people to respond the best way possible. Number 6, possess good physical skills. So a great actor has skill in physical movement and is able to portray the movements of a variety of characters. Many actors also perform stunt work and complicated physical work. So it's not just about your cute face. It's not about your pretty smile all the time, but you got to have physical skills. You got to know about movement. How does this look? When I make this look into the camera, when I make this look on screen, what can I expect is going to be on the other end? If I walk this certain way, or if I hold my shoulders back, or if I lift my head up. Hey guys, look, let's just relate this to you and I being just characters. You know, we are the characters of our own story, but if you're walking around your home, your professional life, your business, and you've got your shoulders, squeezing forward, you got a hump in your back and your head's down, what are people going to be thinking you're portraying, right? We're all portraying something physically. And the best thing you can do physically is change your physiology. If you want different results in your life, change your physiology. Smile. Look people in the eye. Hold your shoulders back. Walk straighter. Maybe walk with a faster pace, or maybe you need to slow down. Your physical movement always portrays something. I want to encourage you to really look at that. Possess good physical skills. That's number 6. Number 7. A great actor shows a high degree of professionalism. A great actor works with a wide variety of people and is highly professional in all situations. A great actor shows tremendous respect to the craft, script, writers, directors, and all of the key personnel involved in a production. It goes back to what I talked about before. Know how to treat people, but you got to have professionalism as well. You got to be professional with everyone you're in contact with. Even though you're in character, still be professional. Don't be like, I'm going for this goal. Yeah, I don't care who you are. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to maximize my moment this year. I don't care I'm going to run over everybody. I'm going to stiff arm everybody in my way. No. Maximize the moment with profession. There's people you're putting in your life. There's people that are led in your life for certain reasons. Understand it. Use your insight. Use your intuition. Know those things. But you never know. When you're trying to go up a ladder, don't kick people off the ladder. Let them know, hey, look, I'm going up the ladder. Excuse me. Pardon me. I know you guys are good here, but I'm going to go up the ladder. I love you. Thanks for the time working with me, but this is where I'm going. Still be a professional about it. Be a professional. Not a little kid about things. Don't think you're entitled. Don't get attitude about it. Be a professional, people. That's what great actors do, and be the great actor in your own story. Treat people that are involved with profession. Number 8, we're getting close here to the end. Number 8, a great actor has an innate talent. So, a great actor has a natural talent for performing and entertaining. And you may be listening to this, you know, look, I'm not an actor, but I'm telling you this. You have to have a talent for whatever you do. Whatever you do, have a talent for it. You should have a talent. Each and every one of us at birth was giving a talent for something. Now, the unfortunate thing about our culture is that we try to label people and put them in certain categories based on the talents that we, quote unquote, think they should have based on X factors, right? But we are so diverse as a human race, meaning that there's not one DNA that's the same, right? Not one fingerprint that's the same. We are so varied as the snowflakes that fall at the sky since I live here in Utah. Some of you have never experienced snowflakes, but trust me, every snowflake is different, right? And so understanding the variations and the degrees of differences that we all are and have, know that each and every one of you was given a talent for something. Putting your hand to work towards something, you need to be talented for that. And like these great actors, it says that they have to have a talent for performing and entertaining. That's what they do. Maybe that's not you. Maybe you got a talent for supporting somebody in that role. Maybe you got a talent for with your hands. You can look at something and make it out of wood. Or you got a talent to make people look great with their hairstyles and nails, make it feel great. You know how to make color and hair look spectacular. You know how to make the color and nails and the shape, and you make it look flawless and easy. Think about those things that you do that seem easy to you, but others are fathomed. Like, how do you even make that happen? How do you even do that? That's a key pointing towards your talent. That's something you got to work on. Somebody, people will say it's strengths. Focus on your strengths, focus on your talent. Number 9, a great actor is willing to work on performance techniques. Not only the physical part, but performance. A great actor has a perfected technique for his acting and is able to successfully bring believable characters to life. You can not only you got talent, but get really, really good. And I played football, collegiate football, and I saw it growing up that, I started in 8th grade and worked my way up through college. Had the opportunity to go to the NFL through the combine, but things didn't work out that way. Got injured and and took another path. And I'm grateful for this path in life. But growing up and playing collegiate sports and going through the ranks of that level, I saw a lot of guys with a lot of talent, but they never really perfected their technique. They just thought that if they're so fast and so strong, they can do whatever they wanted to do, and their talent would make up for their mistakes or for their lack of technique. And a lot of times I would see even that talent wasn't good enough against the guy that perfected his technique. Yeah, they can recover really quickly, but you're giving up ground. You're giving up space to the opponent. You're giving up something even more than you think it is. Like, oh, shucks, I messed up. No, yeah, you didn't perfect your technique. You thought your natural talent was going to get you past any challenges that came your way. Not so. Your talent's the beginning, but your perfecting technique carries you through it. You got to perfect your technique and your performance. Number 10, here's the last one, guys. A great actor has some sense of vanity. Vanity. A great actor has at least some degree of vanity that drives them to continue to improve and excel at their craft. And, the vanity word I don't really care for that word, but I think the essence of it is true. So a great actor has at least some degree of this vanity that drives them to continue to improve and excel at their craft. So they're always wanting to get better. We should always want to improve. We should always have, quote unquote, pride, and I'll use that term loosely, pride in ourselves to want to be better. Be stronger tomorrow than you were yesterday. Be stronger today than you were yesterday. And tomorrow, be stronger tomorrow than you are today. That's what we need to do. We need to always continually improve. What's the next goal? What's the next marker? Oh yeah, okay, great. You made $150,000 a year. That was on your table to accomplish this year. Great. In your business or profession, whatever it is, what's going to happen next year? What are you going to improve, and what are you going to work towards excelling yourself to do even greater? Because necessarily it's not always, we see here, God, listen, we always think it's about us when we're doing something. Yes, we may initially think it's about us because we're selfish in nature. We want us to excel and succeed. But even in our own, let's say, self-promoting state, we are actually, we are developing other people. We are helping other people. We are inspiring. We're encouraging other people, even people we'll never meet in our own life. Some people you may come across and they'll say, you know what, when you did this some time ago, that really changed my life. Not knowing that was something you were trying to do because you were just trying to better yourself. You were trying to make you good. But in you being good helps other people to be their best. And that's really our chief one, is to inspire other people. And I'm going to end with that. Number 10. So let's recap real quick. So we got 1 through 10 so you can hear it. Number 1 is captivating. Number 2 has a true commitment. Number 3 shows confidence. Number 4 has insights. Number 5, intelligence in their role creation. Number 6 possesses good physical skills. Number 7 shows a high degree of professionalism. Number 8 has an innate talent. Number 9 is willing to work on the performance techniques. And number 10 has some sense of vanity. And so when we're talking about maximizing the moments and we're talking about playing out your character in your own life, think about these 10 things and how you can enhance who you are. We're all living this story. Tell your story the best way you can. Your story is your platform. Your story is your testimony. Your story is who you are. And when you start to own your story, no matter how bad you think it is or how great you think it was, it's your story. You may have gone through some really horrible times in your life. That's part of your story. That's written on your heart. Don't be ashamed of it. Own it. It's you. Maybe you're not even at fault in it, but it's yours. And you sharing it and persevering through that, and then taking your talent and getting deeper with it, gaining your wisdom, perfecting your craft, making better, that's the life that you need to live. Remember, you're growing each and every moment, each and every day. Opportunities will come where you'll have a chance to share it. Opportunities will come when you have a chance to perform it. Opportunities will come where your life will be maximized on stage in front of other people. This life is a stage. Anytime we walk out the door, you might stop at a Starbucks or go to the grocery store or the bookstore or work or whatever you're doing. All of they're all props. It's all a stage. It's something that we are given to portray. We are the greatest actors in our own story. Get good at it. Get great at it. And maximize those moments. Thanks, guys, for your time. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Come back and join me again. Bye-bye.
Hey, Maximize, if you've enjoyed that podcast, would you mind sharing it on your social media streams? Hear more podcasts from great minds like myself. Go to miltonherring.com/podcast. Again, it's miltonherring.com/podcast. Also, I'm doing a 15-minute free coaching to help maximize any given moment in your life towards success. Head on over to miltonherring.com/15. That's miltonherring.com/15. God bless everyone.